Ciao! It's week 6, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm super lost right now. I'm very behind on videos. I am actually recording this in week 8, so cut me some slack here, I don't remember. Starting off the week strong with a visit to the cafe, and then for lunch, a pizza. There is a cat that sits right outside of our grocery store, and it's kind of always there, and today it was sunbathing, so Jackson and I, of course, had to stop, say hi to the kitty. I wanted to pet him, but I didn't because he was asleep and I didn't want to disturb him. Tuesday was a pretty uneventful day, but Jackson did have an incident this day. Fair warning, I'm going to show you his head and there is blood, but it's really not that bad. We almost ended up going to an ER or something, but ended up having our professor come and check it out, and she thought it was completely fine. Basically, he hit his head on a cabinet super hard, but he's fine. Hopefully there was no concussion. Wednesday was absolutely uneventful. All I have is the fit check. However, Thursday morning I woke up to a centipede on my wall. I swore it was a nail. I really hoped it was, but nope. So here we are, sending it outside. Get out of here. Here's the meat of the video. Finally, we went on our south trip. So we are currently driving to, oh gosh, where do we start? Pastum, something like that. I filmed these because I believe they're the Alps. I am not gonna get quoted saying they are, and they're actually not, but I'm pretty sure that's what these were. For lunch, we stopped at this cafe that had a Burger King in it, but it called itself Italian Kings. It wasn't open yet, but I so badly wanted to ask for a crown just to have. Now we have arrived in Pastum, and we get a glimpse of a Greek temple, which we will explore later. Super excited. For lunch, I had yet another margarita pizza. They had the absolute cutest stores with the cutest ceramics. Too bad I can't really get much because I can't guarantee it'll make it back home. We are now in, and we're gonna go explore a few different temples. So this is the first one we visited. We couldn't go in this one, but it was super cool to see from the outside. I mean, obviously, this is my first time seeing anything like this, so I was just absolutely floored. Here we are looking at an old amphitheater. So they kind of described it to us as like the same idea as an old or a very small coliseum, but I believe it was just people who would fight in here, not animals. There wasn't enough room. We are on our way to see our second temple, but first we're going to walk by this really massive one. We're going in this one very last, but just a sneak peek at the moment. Here we have the smallest of the 3 temples. I believe it's the oldest, but now we're moving on to the big one because that one's just got so much more to look at. We actually got to walk up into this one, and here's me walking up it. It's hard to tell in the video, but they were pretty steep, and the steps were also really slippery for some reason. I truly could have stayed in this temple alone all day taking pictures. I wish I got to explore more of it, but I mean, Obviously, they only allow you to walk right just inside to preserve the place. After this, we went into a museum that had pieces like from the temples. We did kind of go through it pretty fast. We were in there to see like very specific things, so I don't have too much to show, but what we did get to see was pretty cool. This was the tomb of the diver, which is like the symbol of pastime. I didn't quite catch what it was all about. I don't think we actually know who the diver is, but this was his tomb and it was extracted. The first night we got to stay at this beautiful hotel by the beach. Unfortunately, it was kind of cool, but that didn't really stop us. We all went to the beach and we all got in because how often do you swim in the Mediterranean? It was amazing. Even despite the 60-degree weather, the water was actually fairly warm, so once you were in, it really wasn't too bad. Before dinner, we did a little bit of exploring around the grounds. It was super nice. I would love to be here midsummer because it was beautiful. The pool was amazing, but it was definitely too cold to get in. We had group dinner in the hotel tonight, and our first course was a ravioli, obviously super good. Our second course was a veal with peas. I am still kind of unsure on what veal is. Even looking it up, I couldn't quite figure it out. It wasn't bad. It kind of threw me off that I don't know what it is. But I mean, if it was put in front of me again, I would eat it. This was amazing. It really just tasted like a cream puff, and on top were wild cherries. I mean, it tasted just like cherry flavored things. That is cherry flavoring itself. It was so good. Obviously, I love cream puffs. It was just one big cream puff with cherries on top. A little post dinner before bed, explore around at night. It was just a super cool place. I wish we could have been here longer than one night. It is Friday and we are off to Pompeii. This is what I have been looking forward to, saying goodbye to this beautiful hotel, but cannot wait to set foot in Pompeii. Obviously, we're near the Mediterranean, so the drive to Pompeii was absolutely beautiful. Just all sea, mountains. I mean, I don't think I could have gotten enough pictures if I tried. And I tried. What you're seeing here are the exterior walls of Pompeii. And so we are about to go in. For some reason, the story of Pompeii just really stuck with me as a kid, and so I just can't believe I'm actually seeing it. We went into the men's bathhouse, so that's what you're seeing here. Some of the ceiling was actually kept intact here. The lava ash didn't reach it. A lot of it is gone, but there are pieces that you still can see, which was really cool. One super interesting thing that we saw here were these crosswalks in the street. So the streets were full of animal crap and people, I guess, all the above, because they didn't have anywhere else to put it. And people didn't want to walk across the street through it, so they built these specifically so that people could walk across without getting waste on their feet. We saw a couple of old buildings similar to this one. They were actually snack bars, so kind of like fast food where you'd go up to a window and get some quick snack between like work or anything on the way to work. So, I mean, Pompeii had fast food in a way, so that was super cool. Just snack bar. Here we're seeing what was the bigger amphitheater in Pompeii. There were two of them. There was a smaller one, and then there was this one, which was bigger. I think it held 5,000, if I'm correct. It had really cool acoustics. That's kind of why we went. We went down, and like if you clap standing like right where I'm standing right now, you could hear it. I don't know how to explain it. It was cool. Basically, this is where they did plays and performances. Singing, anything like that. It wasn't for battling. This is the smaller one. We didn't get to go in, but this one held, I believe, 1,000. For lunch, I tried something a little bit new. I got their version of pepperonis on my pizza. Honestly, I kind of just preferred it without. I think it was better. It's just a margarita. It's basically just salami that they put on. So it wasn't quite what I was looking for. And for dessert, a gelato. I honestly don't remember what flavor this was. The other half of our trip, the next 2 nights, we will be staying in Sorrento. So we are currently on the drive there, and we are going to drive by the Amalfi. We don't actually get to go to it, but I mean, the view is really what you're there for. We stayed at the Michelangelo Hotel in Sorrento, and they were supposed to have hot tubs. There were supposed to be 2 hot tubs. Neither of them were working. I mean, we got all excited to go put our swimsuits on, ready to get into the hot tub, and it was freezing. So that was really upsetting, but well, you know, it is what it is. The boys got in, I did not. That's no go for me. We had another group dinner at this hotel, and the first course for tonight was a pasta with a red cheesy sauce. Obviously super good. I don't think anything could be not good here. The second course was a chicken breast with like a lemon sauce gravy thing with a side of potatoes and cauliflower. This was really good, but I was already so full from the pasta that it was hard to eat, but I got it all down. Obviously, there was a dessert. I cannot quite remember what this was. I believe it was supposed to have like Nutella in it. I don't believe I tasted much Nutella. It was kind of just like a hard pastry type thing, really hard to cut. I don't know, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite dessert we've had here, but you know, it's what it is. After dinner, I went out with Jackson and a couple others to some bars, and right now we're in Sorrento, for clarity, and as we were walking, looking for some place to go, we stumbled across this like giant ditch with this building in it. We don't know what it was, but it was just, that's just something you don't see at home, so what? This was the only drink I got a picture of because I was super excited about it. It was a pomegranate spritz. And considering that I am loving the Aperol spritzes here, obviously I had to try a pomegranate one. It was super good. On Saturday, we go to Capri. For breakfast, I absolutely loaded my plate, super hearty breakfast, because I mean, free food like this just isn't a thing, so I'm gonna get it when I can. We are taking a ferry boat over to the island of Capri. So we just got to stand by the water while we waited. It was super pretty, super clear. I just can't get over the water. I was super caught off guard whenever they opened the ferry and a bunch of cars started driving off. I mean, makes total sense. I just wasn't expecting that. So, I don't know. I was pretty entertained though. We have landed, and this place kind of looks exactly like you would expect Capri to look like. It was gorgeous. Our first stop was to visit Villa San Michele, and it was just super pretty. The real wow factor comes from the garden and the views. If I ever get the chance to design my own backyard, it will look something like this, with a pool, of course. It's just, I love it, I love it, I love it. At the same place, there was this room full of show dolls. I don't know. I honestly don't have explanation for this one. For lunch, we found this very pretty place to sit down. I got a sandwich. I believe it was just like salami, maybe prosciutto. It might have been prosciutto with mozzarella. So obviously you can't go wrong with that. It was very good. We now need to walk down Anna Capri to the bottom, and we decided to take the steps because obviously they're going to have some great views. What we will come to find is that this was one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. After the fact, did some research. Turns out it's actually not recommended to walk down these stairs because it's so like impactful on your knees and your legs. Like, it's more, they recommend if you're gonna do it, walk up it, don't walk down it. We walked down. I have never in my life had my legs shaking like that. I thought I was gonna need a helicopter. It was ridiculous. I think it was like 900 something steps. While waiting to meet back up with our group, we found a spot and sat right at the beach, and it was beautiful. As a group, we took a boat tour around the island. The water here was just stupid clear. So obviously Capri is known for its citrus fruits, so I had to get some lemon gelato. It actually came inside of this lemon, which was super impractical, but I mean, it was a tourist trap I just had to fall into. It was some pretty good gelato. 10 out of 10 loaf from this cat. It's time to say goodbye to Capri, but the journey is not over yet because we are ferrying back during the sunset, so obviously this is going to be a gorgeous one. Our final dinner was yet another group dinner at the hotel, and we had another ravioli tonight. Ravioli just doesn't get old, so again, super good, 10 out of 10. If I remember correctly, our second course was a pork loin with mashed potatoes and broccoli. Very good. For dessert was some sort of chocolate cake. I actually didn't like it, so Jackson got 2. Our final day in the South will be in Naples, and it did not start off as a great day. It was rainy, and I did not bring my raincoat, my rain jacket, or my umbrella because we were told that it wasn't gonna rain. So Mother Nature just had it out for us, I guess. To get to and from Sorrento, we had to drive literally through the mountains. So there's a really long tunnel that you have to drive through. On the way there, it took like 30 minutes to an hour to get through because of traffic, but on the way out, it was like 5 minutes. Here we are out on the streets. It was super crowded. It reminded me a lot of New York, with like the crowded and the booths, the stores. this skull was outside of a church, so supposedly if you touch it, it gives you good luck. So obviously I gave it a pat. For lunch, we went to a pizza place in Naples that is supposedly the best pizza in the world. It, like, the day before we went, had actually been on TV for being the best in the world. I got a calzone, but it had like salami. I think it was really just salami in it. Like, it was margarita pizza with salami, so kind of like the same thing I had the other day, but it honestly, I kind of just wish I would have gotten a margarita pizza so that I could have actually compared if it was better or not. This calzone was okay, but it wasn't my favorite thing I've ever had, unfortunately. This building was our last stop of the day, so I would be lying if I said I really enjoyed Naples. I was kind of disappointed by it. It could have been the weather, it could have been the area we were in, but I mean, overall, the South trip has been my favorite so far. It was so cool. I mean, I love the beach, I'm a beach person, so the water was just an absolute bonus. Stay tuned. See you next week in week 7 for Florence.